with another Chris the Fish Show 3 video, and in this one we finally get to start the racking system. Right, so I finally managed to get the materials thanks to a very good friend of mine, and we are able to actually get the racking system done. I've said to you before, it's going to be going just here. And not only that, thanks to another one of my friends which keeps an eye out on Facebook, we've got another free fish tank which is also going to be going on the racking system. What good timing. So I'm going to start off with my free fish tank, which is just under 3 foot. The lid has 3 parts that all come off. There's no light on it, so that's one thing I've got to sort, but there is a couple of clips to put the light on. Came with all the gravel and the rocks. I've put the divider in because I'm going to use it for breeding. Also came with a couple of filters, some air stones, and this gigantic 3 foot storage tub. And the reason it came with that gigantic storage tub, can't see that, is because in here there's Dyson. Now this is going to be a little bit blurry, but that's the new plec that came with it. He's about 13 inches long, and boy is this guy fat. Look at my other plec next to him. Absolutely diddy. Right, so although it's going to be a bit annoying because I've only just moved these guys in, I've got to move this tank, move this tub, strip all of this, because here's the breeze blocks, here's the wood. So I'm finally going to start and do the racking system. So I'm going to be putting some bricks down like this, stacking them up, wood on top. Again with the bricks, the other piece of wood, I'm going to put that big tank on the bottom shelf because of how big it is and it's easier to access. And then the smaller tank and one of my other smaller tanks, which is around here, is then going to go on the top shelf. When it comes to the filtration, obviously I've got a sponge filter in there, 2 sponge filters in there, plus I've got the big the big filter in there as well, which came with that tank. So I'll probably put that filter on one side, a sponge filter on the other, and then I've got these 2 for the other 2 tanks that I've got hidden around the corner. So make sure you hit subscribe, stay tuned till the end of the video, and you'll actually see how it turns out. Fingers crossed. Alright, so I've made a start, moved the tanks, cleared the bricks, 1 tank up there, the storage box is empty. I've put all the water into there for now. Still got the severums in here so that they're not being disturbed. I just need to measure it all out, trim the wood down a little bit, and then start building. Alright, so far so good. The first layer is done. So now I've just got to make sure I've got enough headspace so I can do the second layer. I am now a hot, sweaty mess, but it's done. Let's go and have a look. Alright, so you saw the first here. Had to bring it up so we got a bit of clearance. And then we've got the top tier with 3 tanks on it. So yeah, I'm absolutely knackered, but that don't look too bad to be fair. And now it's time to sit back and watch it all fill up. And then what to do next. Alright, so on second thoughts, that one seems to be okay. That one seems to have a bit of a bow in it. So I'm definitely going to have to sort that out before I fill them other tanks. But obviously I've got to fill this one, move that water over, put the media in, dechlorinate it, etc. And then I can move them over anyway, so that tank will be empty as well. I've got the tap yet again, like the last video, hooked up to the kitchen, so it's coming straight in at warm water as well. Alright, so now it's mostly filled, it's dechlorinated. I've got a normal internal filter, 2 sponge filters there, a sponge filter there. I've moved the severums over, and now I'm draining that tank because I want to support this a bit stronger because I don't like the bow in the top. I think it's safe to say it's definitely on the piss a bit. Not by much, but noticeable. Once in a blue moon, and I mean once in a blue moon, Chris actually has a good idea, and it will work. So what I'm going to do, the old shelf that I had before, I'm going to take the wood, where's the camera? I'm going to take the wood off here, put it onto that plywood that's over there, and it's the same length as the bricks, which means it will strengthen it up. Yes mate. And the good news is that has worked and it's now a lot stronger. Right, so as you can see, had to completely strip it all back down, get the bottom leveled out a lot better, and then I've also took the 2 sheets of wood that I had and I've put some thick beams on the bottom of each of them, so that will give it a lot more support and stop it from bowing as well. So now I've done the 2 shelves, I've just got to put the bricks back on, make sure it's all nice and secure so I can put the tanks on top. And there is the much stronger, much sturdier finished piece. So now I just got to use that bucket, these 2 buckets and that massive bucket of water to top that little tank back up again. Alright, so it's finally done. It took probably 2 or 3 attempts to get it right, but the racking system is complete. So now all I've got to do is I've got to wait for the tanks to heat up. I've got to wait until I can get a couple of 25 watt heaters for these before I even bother filling them up. But in the meantime, we've got a sponge filter in this one, 2 sponges and an internal filter in this one. We've got a 300 watt heater in here, 100 watt heater in here. So now once it's all sorted and the cycle and everything's continued and blah blah blah, that's when we can then start putting fish in it. So fingers crossed, all goes well. Seems very strong, very sturdy, it's not going anywhere, so I'm quite happy with that. We've got a light already in this one, no lights for this one, no light for this one, but for the OGs of the channel, you'll remember before I had my big light, I had something on here. I've still got them, so I can use them LEDs. I'm going to have to figure out how I'm going to do it across here, but I can pin some on the bottom of here for this tank, 1 on each side, and then obviously I can do the other 2 over these, even if I just sit them on top of the glass, because they're the rubbered waterproof ones, which is always good. So, and we've also got the USB plug here, so it means lighting is sorted and cheap. 1 plug, well, 1 USB for what, 5 tanks? Yes mate. And then Chris the fish said, let there be light. Yes mate. So we got lights for these tanks and a double light for this tank. So all I've got to do is fix them 2 to the top of there, and them 2 can just stay on there for now. But there we go, sorted. And another massive shout out, thank you to Adam for helping me as per usual. Every project lately seems that I need Adam's help, at least if you want to get it done properly. But hey, thank you all very much for watching. Yet again, I say it in every video, make sure you like, subscribe, hit the bell, and I'll catch ya in the next video. Bye bye.